I stood there looking at the phone. It was now or never. My heart was racing. Every second that passed made me more anxious. I kept thinking to myself, it was going to be fine. I was going to be okay. I already told my dad, my cousins, and all I had to do was tell her. But deep down, I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. It never was. The phone finally stopped ringing, and then she answered.
Hello?
The sound of her voice made me want to quit right then and there. I couldn't though. I already made it this far. It was too late to turn back now. Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. I didn't want her to know I was nervous. I didn't want her to know I was scared. I tried to sound as confident as I could, to push out any sign of weakness. I couldn't sound weak. Not today, especially not for this conversation.
What is it? What do you need to talk about?
I want to be a writer, and I've decided not to go to college.
What do you mean you're not going to college? You want to be a writer? Really? I never even seen you read a book, let alone write anything.
Let's be honest. When have you ever paid attention to anything I did? When have you ever stopped to really see what I was doing? All you ever saw was the kid that stayed in his room and played video games. The kid that was wasting his life away and didn't want to do anything. But if you opened your eyes, you would know that I took creative writing class in high school. You would know my favorite subject was English and history. You would know how hard I worked for this, how much I wanted this. These were things I wish I could tell her, but today wasn't the day to have that conversation. I had to fight my war one battle at a time.
You think writers don't need to go to college? You think life is that easy? There are millions of people in this world that want to be a writer. What makes you think you can make it?
I gathered all the strength that I could. You don't think I know that? That this wasn't going to be easy? I don't think life is just some game that I'm going to breeze through. I just need you to listen to me. This wasn't a decision I made last minute. I thought about this long and hard. My heart was beating faster and faster. I was trying my best to hold back the tears. Why was it so hard for you to be supportive? Why was it so hard for you to believe in me? Trust that I knew what I was doing. It's always been like this. I was done crying. She was going to listen to me today. She was going to hear my voice. I wasn't going to let her silence me anymore. I know how competitive a scene writing is, so I decided I was going to make a YouTube story channel. Because something I realized, it's hard to get your name out there when there's so many writers trying to do the same. And with my generation, they're moving more and more towards the digital age. Everyone has a phone. Anyone can use YouTube. So I can make a name for myself, gather a fan base, and improve over time. So when I do start putting my books out there, there's people that already know who I am. I felt so much lighter, as if all the chains that had been holding me down disappeared. I felt free and determined, and ready to make my dreams happen. And then she replied,
Only you know what you're doing. Good luck. But don't come crying to me when things don't work out the way you wanted. The world isn't that easy. Not everyone can make it. I'll be waiting for the day you come back to me and wish you listened. You're not a kid anymore. You can make your own decisions now. I did my job. I supported you and put you through school. Everything now is all on you.
You were supportive? When? When were you ever? Growing up, you and I never had the closest relationship. Even with that, I never stopped trying to get your approval. I never stopped trying to get you to acknowledge me. That's all I wanted. For you to say that you're proud of me. To say that was my son. Yet, why was that so hard? Why was it so hard to get that one thing? The phone call ended, and I was left alone with my thoughts and those parting words. I should be happy. I did it. I told her that I was going to follow my dreams. I finally spoke up and stood up for myself and my beliefs. This was the first step to becoming the person I want to be in the future. So then, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel so empty, defeated, and alone? I felt my anxiety clutching onto me, and soon that anxiety turned to anger. She was wrong about me. I was going to make it. I was going to prove her wrong. I was going to show everyone who doubted me that they were wrong. I began working as hard as I could, striving towards that goal every day, letting my emotions push me further and further. And I did it. I created the channel. I made a profile picture, a banner, and everything. I even came up with a name for it. Fable Time. I originally wanted to go with Story Time, but that name was already taken, and that was the best thing I could come up with in its place. All I had to do now was buy the equipment, start writing my stories, and putting videos out. Easy, or so I thought at the time. Hours would pass by of me working on stories. Hours turned to days, days to weeks, and weeks turned to months. And next thing I knew, it had been 2 years since that conversation, and I was no closer to my goals. I kept writing and writing and writing, unable to finish anything. Every time I would get stuck and frustrated for too long, I would give up. and start a new story. Everything I wrote didn't feel good enough. It didn't sound good enough. I wasn't good enough. I could hear the whispers of my insecurities in my ears. She was right. You should have wanted to college. You were dumb to think that you could have made it. You? A writer. Just what the hell were you thinking? The grips of my depression clung onto me. I was no longer writing because I wanted to reach people with my words. I was writing because I wanted to prove her wrong. Because I had to. Because if I didn't, she was right. She was right about everything. Me being a lazy kid that was just wasting his life. I was spiraling out of control, sinking deeper and deeper into my depression until I eventually gave up on myself. I was done fighting. I was done struggling. What was the point? Nothing mattered to me anymore. I felt the darkness surrounding me on all sides as I curled up in the corner, crying, screaming, but never heard. I was alone, shrouded by my own darkness, until I felt a gentle warmth, followed by slight whispers. It started off quiet, weak, and far. It was being swallowed by the sea of my depression and insecurities. Yet, it never faded away, only getting stronger and brighter as the days passed on. The voice that was once soft and weak, nothing but a whisper, grew louder, stronger. It became clearer, so clear that I could finally know whose voice it was. It was hers. She was telling me not to give up, that I got this, that there were people that believed in me and my dreams. But she was wrong. How could someone believe in a dream that I no longer believed in? A fight that I was no longer fighting. I was nothing but a hopeless fool with a dead dream.
You're not a hopeless fool. Your dream isn't dead, because if it was, you wouldn't be trying so hard. If you really gave up, then why can't you still hear me?
Get away. Just leave me alone.
No, I won't leave you. I'm not gonna let you drown in your own self-pity. I won't leave you to give up on yourself.
Why? I'm hopeless.
Because I believe in you. Because your dream, your light, is what got me out of my darkness. And now it's time for me to do it for you.
I put my head up to see the darkness that had once consumed me was gone, and in its place, the dim light I had first seen was now illuminating the room, and out of it was a hand. It seemed familiar. It was reaching out to me, inviting me to grab it. I hesitantly reached out my hand. Then it grabbed me, pulling me through the light. I closed my eyes in fear, and then I heard her voice.
You're just gonna sit there, big head? Or are you finally gonna get off your sorry butt and do something?
I opened my eyes to see her, my best friend, standing over me. I guess you're right. I should really get up.
Yeah, you should. You've been laying there for far too long.
She said as she pulled me up to my feet.
Come on, let's take a walk.
Sure. Whatever, I said, dusting myself off. We began walking down the trail in complete silence. After 2 minutes, I finally decided to say something. Where the hell are we? And what are we doing here?
You know, something I always hated about you is that you never stopped to look at the scenery. You're always so focused on what was in front of you and what had to be done. We're here in this beautiful flower meadow. The sun is setting, the sky is a beautiful pink, orange, and red. But the first thing you ask me is why we're here? As if you don't already know. Classic.
Great. Now I'm getting a lecture, I thought to myself. Well, someone had asked the questions, I said. She suddenly came to a stop as she turned to me, tears running down her face. What's wrong? Why are you crying?
You want to know something? I'm really pissed off at you,
she said, grabbing me by the shirt. Why? What the hell did I do this time? That only made her angrier as she clenched her other fist.
Said you want to be Mr. Smart Guy, asking all the questions. Let me ask you just one. Who the hell said you can give up on yourself? Who said your writing sucked? Who said you were bad? Who said you didn't deserve happiness? Because whoever said that, I want to punch them right in the face and tell them to stop lying to my best friend.
I stood there speechless, as slowly my emotions started to boil up. Things I tried to repress and hold back started to come to the surface.
What? You have nothing to say now? You sure had a lot a few minutes ago.
I couldn't hold it back anymore, as I felt the tears swelling up in my eyes. I did okay. I said I wasn't good enough. I said my writing sucked.
Why?
Because it's not. Because I'm not. Because my writing doesn't sound nearly as good as others. Because I would stare at a blank page for 2 hours and nothing. I would have nothing. Because in the last 2 years, I did nothing. I got nothing done. except wasting my life away.
Stop lying to yourself. You did do something. You worked your ass off to get this far. I'm not gonna sit here and let you tear yourself down like this. Who stayed up late at night teaching themselves how to video edit and photo edit? You did. Who made the banner and profile picture by themselves without any help? You did. Who started taking online writing lessons and lectures? You did. You've done so much for yourself in these past 2 years, and yet you don't stop to give yourself the credit. You're just stuck thinking, damn, I don't have a video out yet. Damn, I'm wasting time. Damn, I'm not in college. Like, forget about college. You got this. You're doing a great job. Stop living so much in the past so you can live in the present.
I fell to my knees, crying and hollering, the pain in my chest growing ever so much that I couldn't bear it. I could hear the voices in my head again, the insecurities gnawing at me away. They were telling me I wasn't good enough, telling me I didn't deserve this. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to believe.
You really are hopeless, you know?
She said as she kneeled down, putting her hand on the side of my face, wiping my tears away.
You always put the world's burden on your shoulders. You always carry all that weight wherever you go, when there are people right in front of you to help you. If you ever get stuck, I'll help you get through it. If you think your writing isn't good enough, I tell you you're wrong and how amazing you are. If you feel the pressure of the world get too heavy for you, I'll gladly take it off for you. Look, you're the person that inspired me to be who I am today. The reason why I want to be a writer. Not because you're trying to prove someone wrong or be the best. It was because you wanted to reach people with your words and let them know that they can do it. Let them know that they're not alone in this world. Because you had a story to tell and you're not going to let anyone stop you. You already reached one person with your dreams and your words, me. So why would I rob the rest of the world of that experience? So I can't let you give up on yourself. Not when there's so many people that still believe in you, need you, because we never gave up on you.
She began to glow brighter as the pain in my chest faded and the voices in my head cleared. I looked up to see her standing in front of me, and behind her the closest people in my life, and behind them were silhouettes of different people from all walks of life, staring at me, telling me not to give up. I hate to admit it, but she was right. I was so tunnel visioned, so focused on my goal and my depression, that I didn't realize that I was isolating myself from everyone, distancing myself from everyone who cared about me, who believed in me. I wanted to fix my problems myself, but because of it, I felt alone and that there was no one there for me, when in fact, they never left my side. I wiped the tears from my eyes and took a look around me. The sun was now fully set, and above was a starry night sky, the moon illuminating the flower meadow. I stood up and faced my best friend. Thank you for this, for everything. I don't know what I'd do without you, or if I would even have made it this far. I just have one more question to ask though.
Of course you do. What is it?
I know this sounds crazy, but join Fable time. I want you to be my writing partner. Because of you, I was able to make it this far. Because of you sticking by my side, you taught me that I'm not in this alone. I have people there for me. I have people who support me. You were always there to catch me whenever I fell or stumbled. You were always there helping me out. I remember when we used to tell stories together and just have fun. And we told each other, if we ever had the chance, we'd make a book out of one of the stories. I don't see no better chance than this. So what do you say? Are you willing to be my partner in crime?
You're wrong. You did all of this by yourself. You didn't need me. And as to me joining Fable time, I thought you never asked.